Have you ever noticed something strange? You carry this small rectangular device everywhere, you even take it to your bathroom, and yet somehow it still connects you to the whole world. Imagine explaining that to someone from 100 years ago. Yes, I can see my friend in America, call my mom in Nigeria, and even watch cat videos, and even order food online, all from my pocket. Well, today we're going to find out how this little miracle works, from the first telegraph system to the latest AI-powered smartphone today. Before smartphones, before radios, before the idea of wireless even existed, humanity discovered something extraordinary. Communication didn't have to move at the speed of horse or sheep anymore. It could move at the speed of electricity. But what does that really mean? Our story began in the 1830s with a man named Samuel Morse, an artist, not a scientist actually, whose life took a devastating turn. So, while Morse was away painting, his wife fell ill and died before the news could reach him. So the message arrived late. That tragedy inspired him to search for a faster way to send information. And that is how Morse, driven by laws, developed the first practical electrical telegraph system, along with a simple but genius language of signals that would actually change communication forever. Morse code used dots and dashes, short and long electrical pulses, to represent letters and numbers. Think of it like the world's first digital alphabet. So every message, every sentence, every emotion was broken down into a precise rhythm of clicks. A trained operator could listen to those clicks the same way you read text today, and instantly recognizing the patterns. Suddenly, news traveled across continents in seconds. Stock markets, governments, armies, all connected. For the first time in history, distance stopped being a barrier. Imagine this for a second. You want to say, hey bro, what's up? But instead of just typing on WhatsApp, you just take this little metal key and just go. But if you think your typing is slow, trust me, this was the first original snow network. But for the people in 1830s, this was magic. It was the first time humans could send a message faster than a horse could run, or faster than a ship could sail, or even faster than a messenger could shout. And funny enough, that was the first version of what we now call the digital communication. So your text, your voice notes, your videos are breaking down into this single pattern called the Morse code. So yes, before 5G, before Wi-Fi, before Bluetooth, it all started with this humble little machine. And from these simple clicks and pulses came that idea that would evolve into making mobile phones. So, as the telegram clicked its way across the continent, humanity wanted more. Not just messages, but, voice. The way to speak across distance as if a person was standing right beside you. In 1876, a young inventor named Alexander Graham Bell achieved what many thought impossible. A machine that would actually carry the sound of your voice through a wire. Bell didn't just set out to create the modern telephone. He was actually experimenting with the ways to help the deaf communicate, including his own mother and his wife, who were hearing impaired. But his curiosity led to the breakthrough that would reshape the world.
This record has been made by Alexander Graham Bell in the program Production for April on the 16th of April, 1885 at the Malta Laboratory, 121 Pacific Avenue, Washington, D.C. in Whitney, Florida, you are my house.
These were the first words ever spoken through a telephone. Simple but revolutionary. The technology was beautifully simple. So your voice vibrated a thin membrane, kind of like a speaker in your smartphone today. So those vibrations changed an electric current, sending your voice through wires to another telephone, where this process reversed and speech came out as a sound. But connecting a call wasn't easy. Before automated system existed, human operators manually connect callers by plugging wires into switchboard. So if you think waiting for a customer service today is slow, imagine waiting for someone to actually physically connect your call back then. It will be actually frustrating, right? Now, picture this. No WhatsApp, no emojis, and no teen at 9:45 p.m. stress. And there is no voice note that actually takes long hours for people to reply to. Just your voice traveling through a wire. Back then, if you wanted to talk to someone, you literally pick up one of these and hope the operator connects you to the right person. No contact names, no profile pictures, just
Operator, I would like to make a call to Stockholm, Sweden, please. 611235.
Thank you. I'm still laying 3792. New York, going Santiago, Chile. 27835. Mr. Alberto Torres. Mr. Benjamin Falling.
But honestly, it was faster than typing long WhatsApp messages on those tiny smartphone keyboards we use nowadays. But joke apart, it was the first time technology carried human emotions. Your voice, your laughter, everything through just copper wires. Telephone has made communication more personal. These first telephones were large, wired and restricted to a fixed location, but they established a crucial idea that voices could travel electrically. This single breakthrough paved the way for radio communications and eventually the first mobile phones. The telephone connected voices through wires. Before wireless communication became reality, a young German physicist named Heinrich Hertz first proved something extraordinary in the 1800s. Invisible waves, electromagnetic waves, could actually travel through air. So, when Hertz saw a tiny spark jump across a metal loop on the other side of the slab, he didn't realize it, but he had just discovered the foundation of every wireless technology on Earth, from radio to Wi-Fi to Bluetooth and yes, your smartphone. Then came Guglielmo Marconi, an Italian inventor who took Hertz's discovery out of the lab and into the world. So, Marconi believes wireless signals could actually travel far beyond a room. He believed that they could actually travel across cities, across oceans, and maybe even around the planet itself. So, everyone thought he was dreaming. But in 1895, Marconi sent a wireless signal over 2 kilometers, then 3, and then 5. And in 1901, it shocked the whole world. Standing on a windy hill in Newfoundland, Marconi received a faint Morse code, 3 tiny clicks representing the letter S. That message had crossed the entire Atlantic Ocean without a single wire. It was the first moment the world became wireless. Now, imagine this. You're standing on the one side of the ocean and your friend is thousands of kilometers away, and both of you are actually communicating through it itself. And no SIM cards, no network bars, and no mast, just pure science. Marconi proved that radio waves, these invisible ripples of energy, can actually travel through space, bounce off layers of atmosphere, and reach places human feet might have never touched. So technically, Marconi sent the first wireless message. Today, we now call it Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, AirDrop, but he basically sent the first "bro, can you hear me?" across the entire ocean. That was revolutionary. Marconi's discovery opened the door to radio broadcasting, military communication, and eventually the first mobile radio devices. By the early 1970s, mobile communication existed, but it was still bulky, heavy, and mostly tied to vehicles. Then came a man who dared to think differently, Martin Cooper, an engineer at Motorola. In 1973, Cooper made history by placing the first handheld mobile phone call using the Motorola DynaTAC. So this device weighed nearly 2 kilograms, almost as heavy as a newborn baby, and was over a foot long. It had no apps, no internet, no camera, just pure portable communication. The battery offered only 30-minute talk time and took 10 hours to recharge. But that single call demonstrated a radical idea. You could actually communicate anywhere without being tied to a desk or a wall socket. The DynaTAC was a marvel of engineering. Inside, it contained a large analog circuitry system that actually processed voice signals and a rudimentary RF transmitter capable of sending signals to nearby cell towers. A battery made up of nickel-cadmium cells, powering the device just long enough for a short conversation. Every component was enormous by today's standards, but together they allowed humans to finally walk and talk at the same time. Truly liberating communication. Now, picture this. You want to call your friend, so you pick up this beast. So, if I try to use this phone for just one call today, my arm will probably fall off. And if I wanted to do a video call, just forget it. I will actually need a forklift. But back then, this was the future. People walk the street like this, talking to thin air. And imagine the next train and the weird look from everyone else. But the freedom never looked so heavy. Merchant Cooper's invention paved the way for smaller and more practical mobile phones in the 1980s. A revolution that would eventually put the world in our pockets. From 2 kilograms in your hand to today's sleek smartphone weighing less than 200 grams. So, the journey has just begun. After Martin Cooper's breakthrough, mobile phones were no longer just for engineers or corporations. By 1980s to 1990s, the race was on to make mobile phones smaller, lighter, and more accessible for everyday people. Nokia became a household name with devices like Nokia 1011 and the iconic 3310, known for durability, long battery life, and simplicity. So this phone became trusted companions worldwide. So if you could drop a Nokia 3310 from a building and it survived, then why don't you just try that with the modern iPhone? You probably know what's gonna happen, right? So let me just not talk about that one. So people didn't just buy phones, they bought reliability and a little bit of invisibility. In 1996, Motorola introduced the StarTAC, one of the first flip phones. It was small, portable, and stylish. This phone popularized the slam shell design, making phones more personal and even more fashionable. Suddenly, owning a mobile phone wasn't just functional, it was a statement. These consumer phones were powered by analog networks, which require large antennas and bulky batteries. They offer only voice calls, sometimes limited texting, and rely on early cellular towers to actually transmit signals. Yet, they were a major leap from early DynaTAC. For the first time, mobile communication was practical and affordable. So, check this out. This is the Nokia 3310. Basically a tank you can actually throw at the wall, and this is the Motorola StarTAC, the phone that actually make flipping phones cool. Even if we can actually look on to this scale, I can barely imagine doing TikTok on these things. No app, no selfies, just pure calls. And yet these phones change everything. They make communication personal, portable, and stylish. People started carrying phones everywhere: office, cars, streets, and even beaches. So look at this versus today: sleek, touchscreen, internet enabled. The evolution is insane. These consumer mobile phones laid the foundation for the smartphone era. By the turn of the millennium, people were ready for a device that could do more than just call or text. Something that could connect, entertain, and even empower. By the early 1990s, mobile phone has become practical and portable, but they still made calls or sent simple text. But then came the idea. In 1992, IBM Simon became the world's first mobile phone. It combined a mobile phone with a calendar, email, address book, and even a touchscreen. For the first time, a single device was more than just a phone. It was a personal digital assistant you could carry in your pocket. It was slow, expensive, and the battery life was limited, but the concept was revolutionary. It planted the seed for the multifunctional device we rely on today. Next came BlackBerry, dominating the late 1900s and the early 2000s. It focuses on secure email and productivity. Physical keyboards allow professionals to type quickly, business emails were sent in seconds, and even companies trusted BlackBerry for confidential communication. It became the must-have device for executives. BlackBerry wasn't about games or selfies. It was about work, efficiency, and connection in the corporate world. So, look at this. The IBM Simon, big, slow, and kind of clunky. Then this BlackBerry, sleek, small, keyboard for emailing faster than your brain could ever think. In 2007, Apple released the iPhone, a device that redefined the term smartphone. It combined a phone, iPod, internet communicator, and the multi-touch interface, all in one sleek package. The iPhone's touchscreen replaced keyboards with buttons with intuitive gesture. Apps become the new ecosystem, and suddenly the possibilities were endless. It wasn't just a phone, it was a platform, a camera, a GPS, a music player, and eventually a gateway to AI. So, Google launched the Android in 2008, offering an open source alternative to Apple. Multiple manufacturers could innovate, make smartphones more affordable and customizable. Android brought diversity, choice, and competition, fueling rapid technological growth. BlackBerry dominated the early 2000s, emphasizing secure emails and business communication. Physical keyboards allow professionals to type faster and efficiently, creating a generation of devices designed for productivity. In 2007, Apple released the first iPhone, combining a phone, a music player, and the internet communicator on a single device with a revolutionary touchscreen. Gestures, swipes, and the multi-touch control replaced physical buttons, creating a more intuitive experience. Google's Android platform launched in 2008, offering an open-source alternative. Android allowed multiple manufacturers to innovate, make smartphones more affordable and customizable worldwide. The smartphone was no longer just a budget, it became a global phenomenon. But by now, smartphones are part of our daily life. But have you ever wondered what makes this tiny device so powerful? What magic let it fit a computer, camera, GPS, and entire entertainment system in your pocket? Inside every smartphone lies a system on chip, or we can call it SoC. Basically a tiny brain. It contains the CPU, which is a central processing unit responsible for running your apps and system tasks, and the GPU, which is the graphics processing unit, handle visuals, games, and even videos. Supporting them is RAM, temporary memory that actually lets your phone multitask like a human brain juggling task. Without this, opening a video while scrolling Instagram would be impossible. Then there's storage, flash memory that keeps your photo, apps, music, and documents. Unlike a computer hard drive, flash storage is fast and solid state, meaning no moving parts, less power consuming, and faster access. So, on top of this hardware is the operating system, Android or iOS, coordinating every piece of hardware to work seamlessly together. Think of it as a conductor for every complex orchestras. The touchscreen is how we interact. Most smartphones use haptic screens, detecting the electric charge from your finger. So, sensors make your phone aware of its environment. The accelerometer detects tilt and orientation. The gyroscope reduces rotation, and the proximity sensor turns the screen off while you hold the phone to your face. And the ambient light sensor adjusts brightness automatically. Combining this sensor makes smartphone intuitive, responsive, and almost like extension to ourselves. Modern smartphones have advanced cameras that combine hardware and software, multiple lenses, sensors, and computational photography algorithms work together to produce high-quality photos. What seems like a magic, a low-light shot, portrait mode, HDR is actually thousands of calculations happening in milliseconds. So every image is a collaboration between your lenses and your phone's brain. Your phone connects wirelessly using multiple technologies like, for example, a Wi-Fi, high-speed local networking, and a Bluetooth short-range device connection, and a cellular network, for example, to 4G or to 5G, which actually allows the long-range communication. All the signals are converted into digital data, sent and received almost instantly. Every call, text, video, and TikTok replies on these invisible waves. The same concept that Macron pioneered over a century ago. All this power comes from a lithium-ion batteries, tiny energy storage device that actually balance capacity, weight, and heat management. So, smartphones also use a sophisticated power management chips to actually ensure long battery life. Because cramming so much text into a smaller device creates a serious heat, and you definitely won't want your smartphone exploding in your pocket, right? From DynaTAC brick to Nokia tanks to iPhone magics, we've gone from carrying weight to holding wizard in our hands, and every app, swipe, selfies is powered by centuries of innovation. So, all starting from Samuel Morse, dots and dashes. Believe it or not, capacitive touchscreens detect your fingers' electrical charge. Sensors like the accelerometers and the gyroscope track motions and orientation. GPS locate you on Earth, while ambient light sensors adjust brightness automatically. So, modern smartphone cameras combine optics, sensors, and AI to create a stunning image. Computational photography merges multiple frames, adjusts exposure, and applies AI algorithm for clarity, color, and detail. From Morse code to pocket-sized supercomputers, smartphones have transformed our lives. But that story doesn't end there, and the future promises more even incredible changes. Artificial intelligence is already inside your phone, from predictive text to voice assistance to facial recognition and even camera optimization. Soon, AI will anticipate your need before you even ask. Imagine your phone scheduling your day, summarizing your emails, and even generate content for schools or work, all while you sleep. So, smartphones are becoming proactive partners, not just passive tools. So, augmented reality, the AR, and the virtual reality VR are reshaping the way we interact with the world. From AR navigation showing direction on your streets to VR classrooms and gaming, smartphones are portable to other dimensions. Soon, the line between reality and digital content will blur all through the screen in your hand. So, while the 5G is still rolling out, engineers are already designing the 6G networks. Expect ultra high speeds, near zero latency, and global connectivity that actually enables real-time holographic communication, remote surgeries, and fully connected smart cities. Your smartphone won't just be a communication device, it will become a gateway to the hyper-connected world. Phones are evolving physically too. Foldable displays, modular attachments, and flexible design that let you customize functionality. Want a larger screen for movies? Fold it open. Need extra battery for travel? Snap on the module. From the first click of Morse code to Martin Cooper's brick phone to the sleek smartphone of today, one truth remains. Humans' ingenuity drives technology forward. Our devices are no longer just tools, they are companions, assistants, and the gateway to a new world. And the next chapter, only time and our imagination will tell. Every swipe, tap, and call carries centuries of innovation. The smartphone is not just about a device. It is a statement to humans' creativity and ingenuity. And make sure you use it wisely. And maybe, just maybe, stop using it in the bathroom. I'm telling you. So, see you guys next time.